There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lanthanum, and osmium, and astatine, and radium, and gold, and protactinium, and indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium. There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium, and boron, gadolinium, niobium, iridium, and strontium, and silicon, and silver, and samarium, and bismuth, bromine, lithium, beryllium, and barium. Isn't that interesting? I hope you're all paying attention. There's going to be a short quiz later on. There's holmium and helium and hafnium and erbium and phosphorus and francium and fluorine and terbium and manganese and mercury, molybdenum and magnesium, dysprosium and scandium and cerium and cesium and lead, praseodymium and platinum, plutonium, palladium, promethium, potassium, polonium and tantalum, technetium, titanium, tellurium and cadmium and calcium and chromium and curium. There's sulfur, californium, and fermium, berkelium, and also mendelevium, einsteinium, nobelium, and argon, krypton, neon, red, and zinc, and zinc, and rhodium, and chlorine, carbon, cobalt, copper, tungsten, tin, and sodium. These are the only ones of which the news has come to Harvard. And there may be many others, but they haven't been discovered.
Hello. Well, for the theme song, we had an artist writing E equals MC squared, and we did the programming for that. First of all, we set the color to white so you can't see it, and had to move back 190 pixels. And then we had him write the E was the move forward, move backwards, move right, turn right, move forward. You can read it if you want.
Yeah, it seems complicated, but it's really pretty simple. And if you want to learn how to do this, go to code.org, and you can really learn the basics of coding, and it gets more and more involved as you go along. So you can go, starts out very easy, and you can get better and better at it. But anyway, that's how
we made the
Pie
E.
Guy Pep and me, Chemical Charlie, wrote this E equals MC squared.
Now that's
Mostly
how we wrote the E. Now for the equals MC squared.
Yeah.
Well, the equals that's not that much. Just move forward, move left, move the equal sign. We don't need that. So we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Well,
we have time. We can talk about the M. Let's see M. Where is M? Here is M. So now turn left, move forward, turn right, move. Okay, so we're turning by 90 degrees and by 120 and 60. And I think you know what the 120 and 60s are.
Oh, yeah, that's the top of the end.
Yeah, yeah, and then the 90 is back to where you were. And then, but then we have the C, which is
half of the circle.
Yeah, and to do a semicircle, we move forward 1 pixel right and turn right each time. Now, to control the size of the circle, if you want to make it smaller, make the right turn bigger. But you have to make the amount of repeats smaller because the size amount of degrees of the circle is the amount of times you do it times the amount you turn right.
Okay.
So turn left.
And then
in this case,
the 2 was made in a similar way. The top part of the 2 was just a semicircle going the other way. So it's fairly straightforward.
60 times 3 equals 180. So that's
right.
what. So that's.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't realize that. Okay, so I guess that pretty much wraps it up.
There's sulfur, californium, and fermium, berkelium, and also mendelevium, einsteinium, nobelium, and argon, krypton, neon, red, and zinc, and zinc, and rhodium, and chlorine, carbon, cobalt, copper, tungsten, tin, and sodium. These are the only ones of which the news has come to Harvard. And there may be many others, but they haven't been discovered.